All right, so I just watched the trailer for Arcane Season 2, and I'm remembering why I like this fucking show so much. I did a lot of content a couple of years ago when Season 1 came out, and I was working on a fanfic video that I just decided to never drop. But now that I'm excited, I know I'm not the only one, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it. Basically, what this video is all about is ending the storyline of Vi and Jinx in Season 1 so that we can get brand new characters in Season 2. Because y'all know League of Legends got 1,000 different characters, right? Ready to get into the video? Alright, let's do it. What's going on, y'all? This is Best Blurred, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite shows of 2021, Arcane. Now, the reason that it didn't take the #1 spot is because I personally think that the season finale should have concluded the storyline for these characters. Now, what's my logic behind that? Arcane is basically the origin story of the characters that you can play as in League of Legends. The issue is, League of Legends is not a campaign mode. You're not following Vi and Jinx throughout their lifetime. League of Legends is a battle royale. And from the audience's point of view, what we want to see is the backstory of our favorite character. And I'm sure they're going to introduce more playable characters in Season 2 and Season 3, whatever. But the problem is they're going to have to introduce those as aspects within the storyline of Vi and Jinx. They're going to have to be people that Vi and Jinx fight or meet up with or talk to. And I think that's very limiting because, and actually, let a professional talk about this.
The most powerful champions are at the top, the weakest at the bottom. And in each row, the most powerful is on the left and the weakest is on the right. Jinx is just a crazy person with a gun. She is certainly dangerous, but compared to all the other magical creatures on this list, she's really not that strong.
And it's not just Jinx. Look at the placement here. Vi, Caitlyn, everyone is low tier. Heimendinger is actually the most powerful person in Season 1 of Arcane, and he's not even that strong. Like, look at the top of the list here. There's no realistic scenario where the more powerful characters in the game are going to be interacting with anyone that we know from Season 1. So what we're going to do is we're not going to change Act 1, we're not going to change Act 2, but I'm going to change a couple of things in Act 3 in order to move things along. Now, I love the first two scenes, and I'm not going to change a single thing about them. Where we're going to start changing things up is with the third scene of Episode 7. Mel still finds Jace in his lab, but this time she's prepping him on the next council meeting. There's some people that need to be arrested, they need to approve more police funds, and they need to hire a new crew to work on a project that they're doing together. She's basically telling him the way that he needs to vote on this, and he just says yes, sure, without any follow-up questions. In the next scene, Victor still does his experiment with the shimmer and the hextech, and he gets his leg back and he goes for a run. There's no changes there. I love that scene. But at the end of that scene, I'd actually have him pass out. After that, we're going to switch to Zaun. We're going to have Echo tell Vi and Caitlyn how the firelights protect and educate the people with scraps because that's all they have. Anyway, he shows a kid how to fix a watch with scrap metal while simultaneously owning somebody in chess. Vi convinces Echo to make a real stand against Silco instead of hiding and just scraping by. Vi, Caitlyn, Echo, and the Firelights will then storm Silco's HQ and fight an assortment of goons. Previously, the Firelights were shown to act silently and they're flying around really fast, but no one's really bumping into each other. But now that they have Caitlyn and Vi on their team, Echo and the other members, they have to actually communicate verbally. And this is where it's seen that they are really strategic. Anyway, they do get pretty far, but when Silco activates a trap, they have to retreat. Now, Vi obviously doesn't want to, but Echo says it's the only way. So they fly out of the room that they're in. Their retreat takes them upstairs where they make sort of like a last stand before they whiz out of Silco's office. And back at HQ, the Echo is pissed that, he believed Vi's word and that it was important to make a stand, etc. But all he can see is the losses on his side, and Silco is still just as powerful as ever. But then Caitlyn mentions that while she was holding back the enemies with her sniper rifle or what have you, that she stole Silco's ledger, and that it proves the collusion that's going on between Silco and Marcus. Then we get a scene of Jinx. She's searching everywhere for Vi, but she can't find her, and she's freaking out internally, and we can see that she imagines this new family life where Vi and Silco are getting along. And she decides to go back and check in with Silco. Silco accuses Jinx of working with Vi in the Firelights because 1, she wasn't there for the fight, and 2, she no longer has the hex crystal that he was so excited about. He turns on Jinx, but she manages to escape because the goons are still injured or what have you. And then she goes and makes a more concrete attempt to turn to the good side, an attempt to find Vi and put her life back together again. Back to the Firelight crew, plus Vi and Kate, and they try to take the ledger to Jace. They don't know that the bridge is actually closed off. So when they actually get there, there's a huge fight that ensues. And you know, we'd have a really great scene of the Firelight skateboards dodging all the bullets and fighting the enforcers. As the Firelights are facing off against the enforcers, Echo, Vi, and Caitlyn are sort of storming ahead, trying to get through the bridge, where they're stopped by Marcus, who is on sort of right at the end of the bridge. Echo takes the stand in order to make sure that Vi and Caitlyn are able to get around Marcus and get over into Piltover because they can really help Zaun. In the course of the battle, there's some huge explosion, maybe Echo's skateboard explodes, and it kills Marcus. We can see him impaled. Impact throws Echo off of the bridge. Without a board, he is spiraling down towards Zaun, and we'll end that with a fade to black. We fade back up from black, with Victor now waking up and realizing that the broken leg is just a symptom of the disease. His internal organs are still being affected by the disease, and he needs a bigger dose of shimmer to do a full transformation into this purple magic thing that he's becoming. But after the Firelight battle, he knows there's no way he's going to be able to get over to Zaun and get the rest of that shimmer. But he, you know, slinks back over to the lab so that he can, I guess, ponder his orb a little bit more. He's desperate, and we can see that his eyes are purple. That's episode 7. All right, now that's episode 7. You can already see it's a little bit different. A lot of things stay the same, but I'm moving the pieces around. By the finale, the climax is going to go crazy. Keep watching. I'm going to drop the next one in a couple days.